Yo people, welcome back to Ron's Tech Hub, and today I'm going to be unboxing my DJI Mini 5 Pro. So yes, I do have a Neo 2, but the Neo 2 is more like a selfie drone that I'll probably just give to my dad, but this Mini 5 Pro is going to be for me. So let's get into it. This was bought directly from the DJI website. This was bought as a refurbished unit. It costs £760 as a refurbished unit versus I think it's £960 or £980 as a brand new unit. That means I saved £200. Now £200 doesn't sound like a lot, but if I add an extra £80 on top of that, I'm able to buy a DJI Neo 2 Fly More combo for £280. In short, for someone like me, £200 is a massive saving. The next thing is, even though you buy this used from DJI, because it's coming from DJI directly, you're allowed to buy the care refresh plan, versus if you buy something like this from CEX, the only way you might be able to get the care refresh plan is if you buy a grade A version. Grade A from CEX means that it's brand new, and CEX was actually the people that opened it themselves, whereas anything grade B, which is what this would be classed as probably, if it already had care refresh, you simply won't be able to buy it. In short, I still very much recommend buying grade A from CEX if you can, or buying a used one, a refurbished one directly from DJI. I'm using the wide angle at the moment so it catches a bit more stuff. So simply I'm gonna rip this open. That's just my paperwork there. And here we have the DJI Mini 5 Pro. Now looking at this, I'm not entirely sure if this is actually a used one, because when I got my DJI Neo 2 in the box, it didn't have any plastic on there. This red sticker was on there indicating that it was a refurbished unit, but it didn't have any plastic. So the plastic is still over the box. It might be a case where somebody bought this, they didn't even open the box and they returned it, or DJI themselves went ahead and put plastic on there again, I guess, for some reason. But in any case, this is what it comes in. I know I'm a bit late to the game with the Mini 5 Pro. However, this is when I could afford it, and this is the drone I'm going to be using for years and years and years to come. I'm probably not going to buy a new drone anytime soon unless this one gets fully damaged and I don't get to. I got the DJI Mini 5 Pro Fly More combo, and to be honest, the Fly More combo is the only thing that makes sense, because you get the 3 batteries just like you do with the Fly More combo for the Neo 2. You get the charging case, you get the controller, and I got the one with the RC2 controller, which is the one that has the screen. With my DJI Neo 2, this is the controller I have, and this is a very good, very usable controller. But I think the only downside of this is you have to use your mobile phone. So if you're someone like me who uses their mobile phone as capture video, that's not really going to work, because you might want to film yourself and then have another mobile phone here, which means that you have to have 2 phones. That controller, I can link it to both my Mini 5 Pro now and my DJI Neo 2. Obviously, you won't be able to link both of them at the same time. You have to disconnect one to the other one, but it will work for the Neo 2 as well. If we quickly go around the box, on the very front, as you can see, we have the Mini 5 Pro. It doesn't show the accessories that come with it, but this is what you get. To the right side of the box, this is where you have some of the specs. It says it's ultra light and foldable. One of the things I really do like about this is that you can fold it up, fold the arms in, and you can carry it in a nice small case. You have a 1-inch image sensor, and you get up to 4K 120 video. I'm probably never going to film up to 4K 120 unless I'm doing slow motion shots. 4K 30 is probably where I'm going to keep it. True vertical shooting, which means that the lens or the gimbal actually turns, so you can film whatever the maximum resolution is, whatever the maximum frame rate is, so you don't have to crop into the sensor. Optical sensing, so it will avoid things as well and try not to crash. And because this one doesn't have the gimbal guards like the Neo 2 does or the Neo 1 does, that's probably something I'm going to always leave on, because I really don't want to damage the drone. For so much money, that's the last thing I want to do. We also have active track for running, cycling, and more, and we have 30-minute flight time. They say that with 1 battery, but every video I've ever seen, everything I've ever read online says you get about 25 to 30-ish minutes. You never get 30 plus. I think 25 minutes for a single battery is very good, and seeing as I have 3 batteries with the Fly More combo, I'm not even worried one bit. To the left hand side, we have nothing at all other than the DJI logo. On the top, nothing. On the back, it actually shows us what comes in this exact package, and again, we have got the Fly More combo with the RC2 controller. This is what the RC2 controller looks like. This is what the original controller looks like, and again, it's going to be more or less the same stick and button layout, but the only difference is you have a screen in the middle instead, so you will not need to use a mobile phone when using the RC2 controller. And obviously here we have the drone folded up. So on this side, we have the drone folded up, and on the very front, or the back I guess, we have the drone opened out. So that's what it looks like in both views. On the bottom, we have all the legal stuff. All right, so let's get into this now. All right, so let's open the box. Simply pull this up. Okay, I wasn't aware that I got a nice bag like this, so that's quite nice. So I'm going to take this bag out. Okay, so everything comes in a nice bag. I was actually fully prepared to go buy myself a drone carrying pack, but I probably don't need to with this bag. This can just drop inside my backpack, and if it doesn't get squeezed too much, I should be good. So let me, it's a simple case of unzipping. So I'm going to unzip all the way around, open this up, and it's quite busy in here. So let's get out the controller first. So if I grab this, there we go. I'm going to look at this and look at the original controller I have with the Neo 2. I think this is called the RCN3, and the one with the screen is just the RC2. I'm going to do a quick comparison of the weight. I'm going to leave this inside the pack because the bag shouldn't weigh too much. Then I'm going to put this original RCN3 controller in. We're getting roughly 317 grams, so definitely not heavy, I would say. But for the RC2 controller, the one with the screen, we are gonna get 427, let's call it 428 grams. So quite a bit heavier, but I mean with a built-in screen, definitely expected. Next we have the battery charging case. So similar to what I had for the Neo 2. This is the one for the Neo 2, and then obviously this is the one for the Mini 5 Pro. If I open this quickly, I only have 2 batteries in here. And the 2 batteries in here because I believe there was obviously one inside of the drone. So there we go. If I compare the battery size, it's probably not the best thing to do because these drones are so different, but massive different in terms of the physical size. And in terms of the weight, let's grab this and see. So the Neo 2 battery weighs roughly 46 grams and the Mini 5 Pro battery weighs 70 grams. So noticeably different when you hold it in the hand. That's definitely expected as this battery is supposed to power a much larger drone with many more features, and it's supposed to also run for longer. Here we have some extra accessories in this black box. I'm guessing this would be the USB cables and the stickers and all the extra stuff. So let's see what we get. We get some propellers. I didn't realize we got so many propellers. We get 6 spare propellers, which is very good. So I probably don't need to buy propellers for a long time, because as I said before, I'm going to leave on the obstacle avoidance on whatever the maximum is, so hopefully I don't crash too much. I get another USB-C to USB-C cable, and these are typically very good because I use this with my Neo 2 and it has really good data transfer speeds. So one of the reasons I had this in the background as well is that this is one of the few portable chargers I could find for a decent price that charges at 65 watts, meaning I can charge my Neo 2 battery pack, which is this one here, and I can also charge now my Mini 5 Pro battery pack, which is this one here, at the maximum 65 watt speed. So if I'm out and about and I'm flying my drone and the batteries are dying or whatever the case is, I can simply USB-C from here into the battery pack and get the full 65 watt charging to charge the batteries up as quickly as possible. I just thought I would add that in there. We have something at the bottom of this as well, and I believe these might be, so if I open this, yep, there we go. We have a pack of ND filters as well. So this is going to be quite good. If you're not entirely sure what ND filters are, these are simply sunglasses for your drone. So your drone lets in a lot of light depending on the shutter speed. So when you put the glasses on there, it reduces the amount of light coming in. So you can then in post, in editing, control how much brightness you want to add. So this is quite nice. I don't have to go buy these. The only thing extra we have in this box are the stickers. So I've got like 3 pairs of stickers now. That bottom part in the box, nothing is in there. I just opened to check. Nothing else is in there. So a bit of a waste, but there we go. Before I show you guys the drone, I'm going to show you the bag it came in again. So this is the bag completely empty. Hopefully enough light is catching it. So the drone was in this part here, I believe. And then obviously all the other bits were in here. Moving forward, I would say the controller probably fits comfortably over here. The battery pack fits comfortably on this side. The drone fits comfortably on this side. In this middle part where I had that big box, I could probably put my portable charger. I could put my extra propellers, and I could definitely fit my USB cable and my ND filter. So I could just drop those in there and this carrying pack would be good enough. I think I'm going to try this bag for a bit, but ideally I'd want a hard carrying case so I can simply drop it in my backpack and not worry about it. Whereas this, I think things might get a bit squeezed, but shouldn't be too bad, hopefully. Last but surely not least, we have the DJI Mini 5 Pro. So again, this bag does not look like it was open. It looks like it still has the original glue going around the side. So let's quickly open this. Get the Mini 5 Pro. It feels very light. I expected it, even though I know it's like under 250 grams ish, depending on which one. It still does feel very light. There's a gimbal. This is a massive gimbal guard though. So with the gimbal guard and everything else on there, let's quickly weigh this, because you know I like to weigh stuff. Put that on there and I get exactly 280 grams. So once I take everything off, all the extra bits off, it should drop down to 250-ish All right, so I'm gonna pull. Two ways it looks like we can take it. We can either pull this part out, but because this part is rigid, I'm gonna leave that part to last. The part that moves easily is the part with the elastic band section here. So I'm gonna simply pull this going the opposite direction. So because it's latched on, I'm gonna pull it going this way. Then I'm gonna simply lift, pull this part up, and hopefully it comes off. Yeah, there we go. I'm not sure if that was the right way, but hopefully I haven't damaged anything. Got some rubber stuff here to protect as well. Also had some foam bits behind it to protect the gimbal. And I think I just peeled this off. I don't actually know. I'm guessing I just peeled this off and that should be it. Yep, we already have one battery in here, as I mentioned, so the battery is already connected. So quickly going around the drone. This is going to be the gimbal part here at the front. So that's the thing that does all the rotation. That's the camera there. We have the LiDAR sensors at the front as well. That's the power button on top there. At the very back, we have the USB-C port, and we also have the micro SD card slot. So this drone does come with, I think, 42 or 49 gigabytes of storage, but I would say you definitely want to get yourself an SD card just in case. So the SD card is going to be like your main storage, and then the 42 or 49 gigabytes that's built in on here would be like your backup, just in case the SD card gets damaged or full. You can have some footage to take back with you. At the bottom of the drone, we have some more sensors on here. So I did see that in a recent update, you can actually view some of these camera angles. So without the gimbal guard on there, if I weigh this quickly, let's see if we're going to get I get 252.73 grams. So definitely over the 250 that it's marketed at. But you know what? That's not my problem. That's DJI's problem. I accidentally turned it on by pulling out one of the legs. You simply put your hand somewhere that you can grab and pull one leg out. And pull this leg out as well. The legs at the bottom, you don't pull them out as usual. You kind of flick them down and then they go out. So they open out like this. So I'm going to flick it down and it just goes outwards. And I think this top right hand one here is the one that turns it on. So if I flick this out, then they all come on. If you want to turn the drone on with all the legs out, you simply press that once, then press and hold quickly again, and it will come on. And as you can see, these things flick. Tells you it's on. It does make that sound as well. So I'm going to put that down, and to turn on the RC2 controller, which is the one with the screen here, I'm not going to flick anything out at the moment. I'm simply going to press that button once, then press and hold again to turn it on, and you get the same kind of boot up sequence. Think of this controller as essentially an Android phone or an Android tablet built into the controller, which I think was a really good idea, as it gives you the same interface as it would give you on a mobile phone, but you do get more settings on here. All right, so I finished setting this up. Typical Android setup process. Turn it on, enter your Wi-Fi password, location, email address, password, typical Android mobile phone stuff. So now I'm going to try and see if we could find the actual drone. So I'm going to skip the screen gestures for now, go straight to DJI Fly. It's definitely going to download some massive update at this point. This is being recorded in May 2026. So there are probably a few updates, not only for the controller, but for the drone as well. I'm going to only authorize the selected. Okay, fine, authorize all then. Skip that. There we go, straight away there, an update. So I'm going to let this do its update. And what I'm going to do next is, probably in the next video, I'm going to show you guys how to set stuff up on the screen, how to set up some of your settings for the drone, and then obviously how to go outside and actually fly it. So thanks for watching, stay tuned, and there's a lot more stuff incoming for summer. If you guys aren't aware yet, you should probably go and check out Ron's Travel Hub as well. I'm going to be using all of this stuff, so all the DJI stuff I've purchased recently, DJI Mic 3, Neo 2, Mini 5 Pro, Osmo Action 6, I'm going to be using all of it together. In any case, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, comment and share.